Alright, just picked up a package. I know what that is. 4 city metal detectors. There it is. It's upside down. There it is. Sorry, Mind Lab. Not gonna happen. So this Equinox actually came with a couple extras. Came with a diamond digger, and it was supposed to come with a leg pouch. Maybe they put it inside the box. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, there it is right there. So it came with a really heavy duty leg pouch, digging pouch, and the diamond digger. Gotta love free extras. This actually looks really nice and heavy duty. So it's actually got the Forest City logo on there, which I'm not too crazy about, but whatever. Alright, step one. We're just going to charge this baby up. I just came out of the bush, 4 days in the bush. I was up before the sun this morning. I got 6 hours of work done in just over 3 hours. So guess what? I'm going metal detecting. You don't want to know what I had to do for the wife to get out metal detecting. Well, actually, some of you do, so I'll tell you. Grocery shopping. So to save time, I'll tell you the plan of action while we're driving there today. And that is going to be, I want to do a bit of a comparison between the AT and the new Knox 600. I want to find some signals, see what they read on both machines, dig them up and see what they are. Right now, I don't know anything about this Knox, and I brought it out on the front lawn last night. I've watched a couple hours of videos on how to run this thing. I still don't have a clue what I'm doing. My first impressions of this machine are ergonomically fantastic. It feels great. It's lighter than the AT Pro. No issues putting it together, anything like that, except this chintzy arm thing. I am going to say that the screw that goes in the back here, it would not tighten up the arm. It wouldn't tighten up this assembly unit, so I had to put it in the vise and make it work. And now that I do have it working, the arm band, I'm going to say it's made for huge arms. I got like way too much, half again the amount of room that's needed in there. So that's my only gripe, is that this thing is cheap and chintzy, but the rest of it feels pretty good. So yes, for those of you that know the channel, there is a big old heavy nail bed right out here, and we're still pulling the odd coin out of here, and that's where I'm going to start. And I'm right on the edge of it. I've got a 19, and it's just a faint, well, 20, 21, and I can only get it one direction. The AT, it's picking up iron, so it says 4, but I did see it go up to 80. Right there, you could hear the high beep, 80. 70 I just saw. So is it a nail? I don't know. Woof. No wonder. That was really down there, guys. I just measured. I'll show you again. So I don't know if you can see here in the bright sunlight, but that's 9 inches. About 14 inches down. So no wonder the AT was just barely picking that up, but it was saying iron. And I think it would say iron at anything at that depth, because it doesn't go much beyond 10 inches unless it's a big item like this. So, but I can't tell the sounds that this machine makes yet, so maybe I need to find a very good, solid, repeatable signal and just start with those. But I mean, hey, I am coin hunting, and that would have been a coin signal on the old machines, the macro and whatever, right? Tiny, deep. I should mention I'm on Park 1. I have no idea what the differences between 1 and 2s are. Multi-frequency, and I've lowered the recovery speed. I put it down to 2. So I was hoping to get a little more depth. I mean, I think I can tell already this machine is more like the macro, that it's going to go down 12, 13 inches on a quarter, something like that size, you know. So that's what it feels like to me. I mean, we just hit 14 inches on that big tube there. So I want to say I'm going to look for better repeatable signals, but they're not here anymore. We have beat this field with the AT Pro, the macros, John's macro, mine, Stan's been here, everybody's been here. So at this point, it's the sketchy signals that, and the deep ones, that's the stuff I'm after. So second signal, very repeatable, 12, 13, 14, $60, $55, $45, $70. So there is something there that I would dig with this machine. Again, the ID is all over the place with the AT, so I'm hoping that the Knox is going to solve that issue for me. 12 to 14, that's pretty tight, so let's find out what this is. So it's a very heavy foil, very heavy, and it was folded in half. So okay, so 12 to 14. I know American nickels, the videos I watched, they ring up 13 in that range, but I guess foil as well. Now that's where the AT gets fooled all the time, right? It doesn't know, is it good, is it bad, and you're pretty much digging everything. So now the other thing to keep in mind is, yes, I'm saying, okay, the AT found that item as well as the other machine. However, we've swung over and over and over, so we got to keep in mind that I could be narrowing down the other machine. The recovery could be that much better that I'm finding things, and then when I center in on it and show the AT, hey, I know there's something there, and just move a couple inches, yes, it finds it. But in a normal generalized sweep, we haven't been finding it, because that's something that had I found before, I would have dug that up. And by no means am I knocking my AT Pro, because I love that machine. They will pry that from my collection when I'm dead and gone, and that's the only time. I'm keeping that one forever. Okay, so the AT is picking it up. I was just getting a solid 53, 35. The AT's got it 35 up to 75. It seemed to be more in that 50 range. Again, it's all over the place. Very tiny target, I think. Not deep, small piece of wire, so hey, that would ring up high on any machine. Only down there about 4 inches, but not very big, not very wide. Okay, so what I'm seeing is the same things I saw when I tested the macro, that the AT is finding everything that the macro could find down to a certain depth. It just, the VDI is all over the place, and you're going to have a range of 50 numbers, you know, from 30 up to 80 that you're going to have to guess and dig. The VDI seems more solid on this, but it still gets tricked into like a high coin signal with a little piece of wire and whatnot. And that's the same with all machines. I'm not drawing any conclusions. I'm going to find a good, solid, repeatable signal with this and see what happens. And we'll go to the AT and see what it reads. Or if you swing with your left hand, 21, 23. Same story as before. We were down there 14 inches. And there's a big piece of iron in the bottom. I'm not going to finish digging that out. What's confusing me is the steady VDI on that machine. You would think it's within 10 inches, but it doesn't necessarily mean so. And the Garrett is just smart enough to say, hey, there is something humongous down there, but I'm going to beep just like a coin because... Anyway. Here's my question. How many shovelfuls is too many shovelfuls? I don't know how to read the depth chart on this machine. Do I want to dig something that's 4? So I was a little worried about the depth in the Knox 600, if it was going to be deep enough coming from the cruiser, because that machine is deep, but I gotta tell you, I'm not worried about it anymore. I don't want to dig 16-inch holes, so it does plenty deep for me. Alright, I just had to watch 2 more tutorials in the field, the depth and sensitivity gauges, because no clue. So each one of those shovels apparently equals 2 inches. And after it shows 8 inches, the next shovel is more than 8 inches. So we definitely don't want to dig 4 and 5 unless we have to. Sensitivity default is 20 apparently. I'm gonna lower it down to like 17 right now because everything I dig is huge and deep and I'm a little frustrated. So we're gonna lower the sensitivity. But this machine is quiet and this guy likes quiet, so perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put the AT away. I know why people don't do these comparative videos. It's just so much work lugging 2 machines and trying to film it. And I'm just gonna spend the next hour playing with the Knox and seeing what I can find with it. All right, I'm starting Gary's catalog of Knox numbers. Dinky cars ring up as a 30, everybody. Absolutely. Don't tell me pennies are gonna ring up as a 30, because there's a penny. I figured it was a coin, nice tight, small little, let's see what year it is. 1972, that's not even an old one. Ugh, Knox is garbage, I'm sending it back. Or we could look at it like you just made your first payment on a $900 machine, Mr. Reed. All right, an old drain stop. I knew it was bigger than the coin, so I'm starting to figure it out. Just gotta find the kitchen sink, it's here somewhere. Yeah, this arm rest is doing nothing for me. Like I could put my whole head in there. It's so big, it's so wide, it's not supporting my arm. And no, I refuse to use this strap. If you're digging 400 holes a day, nobody uses the strap. Come on, you guys got to come up with an adjustable armband for people with anorexia or, I don't know, Gary. My other arm is all muscle, but I don't detect with my left arm, so that's, right one's a little weak. Ha! A 3. I ain't digging that. Okay, so the machine was screaming like there was a Brinks truck buried down there, and it was this big chunk of lead or whatever this is. So I'm not going to lie, I am having issues with the noise, determining the size of an item from just the noise. I did use the pinpointer on this and I could tell, you know, you can tell fairly closely how big the size is, but the other machines that I've owned, I guess it's just going to take some time to get used to the sounds, how big an item is just from the sound. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I think I have a silver. I knew it was a coin, solid 27. And surprise, it looks like old silver. Let's take a look. I have beat this strip to death with the cruiser, the Garrett, and right here, like 6 inches down. Now watch, it won't be silver, but just the look of it to me says silver. Oh, that's old silver. I can see that's an old Canadian dime. 1912, right there, guys, right there. Silver, old silver with the Knox, first outing. As John would say, scritchy scratchy? Not at all. Most of our old coins with the macro, solid 27 on the VDI. I'm sold on this machine already, guys. I know just from the other things that I'm hearing, no background noise. It's very deep. It's light. I'm already sold, and then it's gonna bang out the silver for me. I'm doubling down. And now I'm not digging anything unless it's a solid 27. Solid 14, and at first I wasn't sure, but a closer inspection I can see there is some iron stuck on the back, but there's brass as well. And it's some kind of locket, and it would have opened. There's 3 layers here. Maybe there's a picture inside, I don't know, but it's rusted shut. A locket, solid 14 VDI. Okay, this hole is important right here. I had the machine on sensitivity 17 and I was getting just the faintest little blip and no VDI number. I put the machine up to 22 and I was getting a solid 20, reading 20, 20, 20. And I'm down here 9 inches. And there's something in there. Okay, big old square nail. Down there 9, probably over 9 inches. But that's important for me to know that at 9 inches, I can still bang these out on sensitivity 17. Brass reading 18, solid 18. Flat, 6 inches down. Aluminum can, 22. What the? I thought I was getting the model that had the laser on the end for zapping roots. Knox, you really dropped the ball there. Okay, sensitivity 17. I thought it was showing 8 inches. I'm down there up to my elbow again. Solid 20 signal, and I am not digging that out. There's something way down there, big, heavy. Brass tube with a cap on it. Solid 15. Sorry about the lawn tractor, guys. I can't believe this machine. I just did this whole section here, just one pass, and not a good signal. Get up here, solid 24, 24, 25, and look at this. Another coin. I'm pretty sure it's a large cent. I'm gonna have to clean that up, but this machine is just killing it on doing leftovers that there's no reason why. 6 inches down, right here. I'm not gonna show John where. Well, he knows where. I'm loving this machine. I was supposed to be at the park for 1 hour. I've been at the park for almost 4 hours. My wife is gonna do something very nasty to me, and I don't care. I'm enjoying the Knox hunt so much that I just don't care. I might never go home. Definitely a large scent. We'll clean that up at home, see if we can get a date off it. I don't have a spray bottle today, but I'm guessing 1488, the amount of crud that's on there, but we'll check it out. The other thing I will say is the round coil does annoy me a little bit. It doesn't feel as nice as the pointed coil. It seemed like I had to keep adjusting my arm to keep that coil flat to the ground. I mean, it's probably just a matter of getting used to it, but if just to throw it out there for guys that are coming from macro cruisers and ATs and things that have the nice pointed coil, it's a learning curve with the Equinox. So let's compare the arm band squishy soft bit thickness, and this is the Knox. You failed, man. You got beat by the AT Pro. This armband does bug me. It's just way too freaking loose. It feels like it's gonna wear my skin off. I don't know. Look at that. It's half again as wide as the AT. Why? All joking aside, I love this machine. I can tell right now it is my favorite machine out of the 5 that I've owned. This is the first day with it, and it is the least frustrating first day I've ever had with a machine. It just works. And I didn't read the manual, obviously. You guys could tell, right? So there are a lot of settings to play with, a lot of things you could tweak, but you got to learn the machine first. So for a first day out, I got to give this a full endorsement from Unfrequented World. Stan, if you're watching this, just grab one. We'll learn them together. Oh man, it will kill your Garrett 400. Just go get one. Talk to you guys in the next video. I gotta throw this out there. I didn't dig one piece of foil today, not one. And the only 3 signals I had over 24 were all coins. So there was no guessing, there was no rusty nail, something good. It was just, the Knox doesn't even pick that stuff up, man. You're going around it. In Park 1, I don't even know the settings, just bumping up and down the sensitivity. And I'll tell you another secret, I didn't ground balance the machine either. That's a habit I picked up with the macro. I don't ground balance the macro. So I don't know if the machines need it. Honest to God, I don't know. Also, a big shout out to Jersh's metal detecting. He's out of commission with a bad back right now, but we were talking about the Knox last week before I bought it, and he told me just do it and you will not regret it. It will bang out silver like no other. So Jersh, thanks buddy, you were absolutely right. John and I were doing experiments all summer and last year with ground balance. We didn't notice any difference at all. None. We actually thought we were picking up more stuff just running the machine without balancing it. Okay, so I cleaned this coin. When I dug it, I thought it was really thick, and it is. It is not a large cent. It's actually a 1927 Canada Confederation coin. Like I can see the date on the top. I don't know if you guys can see it on the phone. Confederation Canada. It's pretty toasted, but that's what it is. And there, of course, is the 1912 Canada dime.